Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Delicioso Eats. So in today's episode, I'm going to be showing you guys how I make my prime rib. Let's go. All right, so now I'll be going over the ingredients. Over here I got 8 pounds of prime rib. I got some beef broth. Got 2 yellow onions. 1 stick of salted butter. 3 cloves of garlic. Some carrots. Celeries. Freshly ground pepper, and Himalayan pink salt. So the first thing I'm gonna do is warm up this stick of butter just for about 10 seconds or so, just to get it up to room temperature. You don't want it all the way melted, okay? Next thing I'm gonna do is chop up these garlic cloves. Nice little rough chop, doesn't have to be perfect. And I'll be mixing this into my butter. Once you've chopped it up, you want to gather it, mix it into your butter, just like that. And I also like to add just a little bit of olive oil to this mix. That's about it. And you'll see what I'm going to use it for in a second. Okay, now that you have your butter, garlic, a little bit of olive oil all nice and mixed, you're gonna generously spread it all over your prime rib, all over your beef here. And this is just gonna be your base, your adhesive, if you will, for your salt and pepper to stick to. So just like that, nice and even coat both sides. Now that you got your butter evenly spread all over this beautiful piece of meat, you're gonna salt it up. So you take your salt and you salt it generously, okay? And you always need more than you think because it's such a big piece of meat. And you gotta keep in mind, not all this salt is gonna stay on it. It's gonna come off. I'm gonna salt the sides. And the bottom. And this is a bone-in rib, by the way. All right, now that you have it all nice and salted, you're gonna take your ground pepper and sprinkle that generously all over. And this is gonna create a beautiful crust. Yes, you want to do the sides as well as the bottom. Okay. All right, now what you want to do is you want to make a bed for your roast to lay in so that it cooks all the way through from the bottom to the top. And what you're going to use for your bed are vegetables. So here I have carrots, rough chop, real rough chop. Throw them in there. All right, you're gonna use your celery. Again, real rough chop. And 2 onions. All right, and you set up your bed of vegetables. Mix it in there nice. Give it a little room to breathe at the bottom. Then you set your meat right on top of it, just like that. All right, so by now you should have set your oven to 500 degrees to let it warm up before the final step here. I'm gonna add some red wine. Put it on both sides. Not too much, just a little drizzle. And the beef broth. Beef broth, I meant beef broth. Just so that your meat doesn't dry out. And you'll be using this for your jus a little later, or your gravy. Okay. All right, so now we're gonna pop this baby into the oven. Oh, my eyebrows almost came off. A little bit there. And I'm gonna leave it in there for 42 minutes, and I'll tell you why. All right, so now I'm going to address the question of the hour. Joe, why would you put it in to cook for only 42 minutes? Well, I'm about to tell you why. All right, so in order to get your meat cooked to a medium rare, which is the way we like it, you do this simple calculation. You take the weight of your meat, which ours was 8.37 pounds, as you can see there, and you're gonna cook it for 5 minutes for every pound. So you do times 5 minutes, that gives you 41.85, and all you do is just round up to the next number, which is 42 minutes. So you want to cook it for 42 minutes based on this calculation in high heat, which is 500 degrees. And then what you want to do is you want to shut off your oven after 42 minutes. You shut it off and you leave it in there to continue cooking for 2 hours, okay? You don't open the door, you don't check on your meat, you just leave it in there for 2 hours once you've shut it off. As a matter of fact, don't even go into the kitchen for 2 hours or else you're gonna be tempted to look at it, okay? 2 hours, okay? All right, so you wanna start off by cutting off the bone. Look at those beautiful ribs, you don't wanna throw those away. You can put some barbecue sauce on those bad boys and throw them back in the oven. Enjoy those later. And that's what you have. Look at that beautiful, look at how it jiggles. That's perfectly done meat. All right, so I'm gonna start off by cutting off the first piece. Cutting off the cap. Cap's off, and look at that. That is exactly what you want to, what you're going for right there. Look at how beautiful that looks. Look at this piece right here. I'm gonna have to try a little piece right here. Trust me, follow this recipe. It comes out perfect every single time. All right, guys, so now we're gonna be making our gravy or au jus sauce. You take the remains of what you got left in the pan, pour it in a strainer, onto a pan, set it at high medium heat or medium high heat. All right, so now that your au jus or your remains has come to a boil, I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of flour to your mix and whisk it non-stop, okay? You don't want it to get clumpy. You do want it to get, to thicken. All right, so to thicken your sauce, you want to take a little bit of a little bit of cornstarch, about a teaspoon, mix it with cold water, and you throw it in your mix. And it'll start to thicken up. All right, DJ Joe on the mix. The turntable's getting in the ones and only one, because I don't have a 2. Look at that gravy and au jus coming out like it's supposed to. Got rhymes in here, damn. All right, guys, so it's the moment of truth. We're about to try our rib roast. I'm so excited. Smells delicious in here. I wish you can smell what the Rock is with Joe. But I am cooking. Here we go. Some of our freshly made au jus. It's piping hot over our mashed potatoes. Get a little bit more of that right there. Get that. Okay, there you go. Let's taste this. Good mashed potatoes. Guys, I'm telling you, you need to try this. You can thank me later. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Drop a comment below. Hit the like button. and share. Thank you so much. See you next time.